the SMT Divergence Indicator, Euro USD, GBP USD, and DXY, which is offered for various platforms on the TradingFinder site. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on the OS chart. Traders can also read this page to understand how the indicator works and functions. From the Navigator section, we select the indicator file and execute the indicator by dragging the file onto the chart. Before running the indicator on the chart, from the Input section, we change the symbols for review to match the symbols within the broker. Here, my first symbol is EURUSD, the second symbol is GBP USD, and the third symbol is USD-IDX. Here I change the symbol USD-IDX to DXY. Make sure to pay attention to this point. The symbol on which you run the indicator must be our first symbol in the indicator. Here, my first symbol is EURUSD, and I have run the indicator on the EURUSD symbol. The next point to be careful about is that the symbol we are going to run must be placed inside our market watch. Here, all three of my symbols are placed inside the market watch. After that, we run the indicator. And once the indicator is executed on the chart, it starts identifying the top and bottom divergences on the price chart. It examines the three symbols and it displays the SMT divergences on the chart. In my first symbol, which is EUR-USD, the price started to drop downwards, made a correction upwards, and then moved downwards again, breaking a price bottom here. In the second symbol, which is GBP-USD, the price soon experienced a drop, a price correction upwards, and then another drop downwards. However, in the second symbol, which is GBP-USD, it did not succeed in breaking the price bottom in this section, unlike the first symbol, which is EUR-USD. In the third symbol, which moves contrary to the other two symbols, meaning if the DXY moves upwards, GBP-USD and EUR-USD move downwards. Here the DXY moved upwards, had a price correction, and then moved upwards again, breaking a price ceiling in this section, which converges with the first symbol, EUR-USD. However, in the second symbol, GBP-USD, the price did not succeed in breaking the price floor, and here, an SMT divergence based on the three symbols has been identified and plotted on the chart. In the settings section, under the input part, there are options available for us where we can set the first symbol in the first section. In the second section, we can determine the second symbol, and in the third section, the third symbol. This indicator is specifically designed for the symbols EUR-USD, GBP-USD, and DXY, but we can place other symbols of our choice in the first, second, and third symbol sections. In the next section, there is the symbol reverse option, which is inactive for EUR-USD and GBP-USD, but active for DXY. The purpose of this option is to identify SMT divergence, which compares the three symbols together when we run the indicator on the chart. If the first two symbols have normally broken a price low, or a price low has been identified for us, a price low is also identified for us in the third symbol, which is DXY. However, if we activate this option, instead a ceiling is identified for us to have a more accurate detection for identifying SMT divergences on the chart. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of various SMT divergences. By default, the push symbol mode is enabled. Here I am enabling the trend divergence. In the first symbol, USD, the price has moved downward and formed a lower low. In the second symbol, GBP USD, the price has moved upward and formed a higher low. And in the third symbol, DXY, the price has hit a higher high. Here, we can contrast DXY and EUR USD, and in this case, GBP USD has moved in the opposite direction of these two symbols, which has identified this divergence for us and displays it by drawing divergence lines. Traders can have more specialized analyses by identifying lines and can recognize the market's upward or downward trends based on their own strategy system and enter trades. In the next section, we can determine the maximum number of candles between two pivots where it has identified the first and second swings for us. By default, the indicator can have a maximum of 100 candles between two swings. If the distance between our two swings is more than 100 candles, the indicator will not identify the swing for us, but we can increase or decrease this amount. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of the degree of mark the LOR genders. By enabling this option, the indicator starts identifying live directs 1 on the price chart. And it displays the divergences for us. It compares two candles next to each other and the divergences are drawn. I activate 3 directs modes here so you can observe different divergences on the chart. Well friends, we have reached the end of this indicator tutorial. We would be happy, if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.